always sisters,
always friends.
Always, always.
Ooh, hey, friends out there.
Hey, friends. How y'all doing?
Hey, friends out
Hey,
there.
Facebook.
Sister friends. Hey.
Happy Saturday. Happy sunshiny Sabbath day.
Beautiful
It's
day.
awesome.
Yes.
Beautiful sun is out. I love it.
Yes.
I am so happy the sun is out. Even though the rain came.
We
a
need
couple
that
days,
rain.
But it is what it
It's
is.
God's
And we
world.
accept whatever.
He said, I need to water
Mother-
that plant over there. That tree needs some
That tree-
water.
Yeah,
A lot of
it's a little
water.
dry. It's a little dry.
Little dry.
But welcome. I'm Wyoming.
I'm Linda.
I'm Peg.
And I'm Charlene.
And you're watching
Four Sisters Live.
Yay.
And gosh, are we live? Are we live? What are
We're lively.
we? We are lively. We're live. We're happy. HIPPI.
Yes.
Because this is a great day. You already know that we bring you the best of the best. And today, our segment on health and wellness.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Linda, I know you have
Man.
a great guest for us today.
We have an awesome guest today.
Yeah.
And the gentleman, John Smith from Prestige. What's
Oh,
it?
wow.
Yeah. That's
He has a
Joel.
one.
He's
Also,
awesome.
he has a,
Probably Joel calling
I don't
in,
have the whole
guys.
title in front
Okay,
of me.
but we got
But
it.
we know it's
We're gonna-
Prestige. and
Yeah, we got
awesome.
to. Okay, definitely. But
Mental
yeah,
Health Center
yes,
here, right here in Washington, D.C.
right.
You know,
There's
and
something to
owned
cover
by
on
our
that
brother
today.
here and run director, you name it. He wears a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, we're going to get to John Smith today. We got an awesome guest who's calling in. She's calling all the way from California. Yay! I say California. Yay! I love it. She's bringing this sunshine. I think she brought the California sunshine in.
Yeah.
I think she did that. It was all because of her. Of course, we're going to say that, right? And it's a special day besides that, and we're celebrating
Right.
that as well.
Yes.
But I want to say, and I know that she's on the call, but let me just say I want to acknowledge that I'm glad you all took our advice and other advices in this country to go vote.
Vote.
Yes.
Yes.
See
You
how much
voted.
it makes a
It
difference.
made
and
a
I
big
salute
difference.
all of you
Woo,
all.
that's for everyone that went out and voted.
There's a change made
There's
when
a
you vote.
Major
Yes.
change.
A
Yes.
major change
Major
is
change.
made,
Whew.
and when you do that, you can see how we all can come together.
And make a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a real
Yeah.
big
Made a
difference.
difference.
Yeah.
I'm so happy our women. Didn't we say women are on the move?
women are on
Yeah.
We are
doing
talking
it.
about these women, man.
Women
I am
on the
so-
grow.
Women
as well.
on the grow. They voted. They're out. They're in positions in politics. They got their thing going on as senators and governors and mayors and they
Soon
just
to be
doing-
president.
And soon to be a president is coming.
Man,
But our
they growing
women,
them now.
That would be amazing.
Charlene,
We
how
can't
many
wait.
women? How many women are out there that in politics in terms of winning?
And I didn't.
The winning
Because-
numbers, I think it was
I
about
think it's
12 or
newspaper.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that is like a huge number.
That's
like
a huge
shout
number.
out to
That-
first
Yeah, 'cause
time
they- yes.
runners.
Yes.
They were
Yeah.
first time runners, and I have so much
And
to say.
counting.
I have so much to say. I just left the 23rd legislative weekend, and I'm for the
Yeah.
Black Caucus, and it's
Black
serious.
Caucus.
Right.
So it's,
All
very,
right.
it's very
They're not
important.
playing,
They-
trust me.
They are not playing. They got
Oh,
a
my
plan
God.
for 2030, but back to the women. I mean, you voted for them. I mean, they were tired. Like, I just met a young lady who is a delegate in Baltimore City, I believe, and her precinct is like totally white. Like, she won it. Like, she's the Democrat that won in that precinct, and there
That
is
says a lot.
totally
That says a
Republican.
lot.
So someone in that area, that precinct, said that it is time for a change, and we don't care who it is.
That's
When we care who it is, we care that they care for what we care for, and apparently this lady cared for what they care for, and she
Made
got
it
the-
happen.
She got the
Oh.
vote.
And made it happen.
made it,
So
yeah.
and so we're just grateful for that. I'm also want to just put it out there quickly. Thank all of you ladies who came out to support us last Sunday
Yes.
when we were
Yes.
Oh,
That was
yes.
awesome.
helping
Awesome
these young
program.
ladies who are going
Yes.
through domestic violence issues, sexual assaults, and bullying. We're here for them. We kick-started on last Sunday, and you all came out to support it. And I thank you.
Awesome.
We thank you.
We made it
Definitely,
happen.
the Four Sisters Live.
Yeah,
We're
was,
in the
it was
forefront.
awesome, y'all.
Yeah.
It
Hand
really
clap
was.
to you.
I mean, it is
because
things that I
you
can't
made
do.
it
with-
happen.
Well, I love people and I love our children. I love
Yeah.
our young girls. I
Yes.
love our ladies, and we gotta bring them up towards where we're going in terms of leaving a
Exactly.
legacy. So I thank you all for being a part of that. It is what it is. Our Sisters, Four Sisters Network. is in the house
Woohoo.
supporting. Yeah.
Yes.
So we had a good time. So thank you. But speaking of women on the move and having a lovely time with a sister that's going to be here coming up next week,
Yeah, next Saturday.
talking about women on the grow.
Yes.
Who do we have?
That's my sister friend.
Peggy got a lot of good sister friends. I'm telling you,
real.
they love and
And
respect
counting.
her.
Oh my
And
God. Yeah. Jewel? Is she
Here.
there? Oh, Jewel?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yay!
Present.
Say present.
There you go.
And counting.
How are you, my sister?
Oh, I am sending you some California sunshine. I'm actually speaking at a retreat today in San Diego, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful San Diego.
Oh, my
Yes,
God.
but I love
Green.
you.
That's
I
all
love my East Coast sisters because you know I'm originally from the East Coast.
Yes,
So
That's
I,
correct.
yes.
I claim both the
DC.
left coast
DC,
and the right
Southeast.
coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so excited that you're on the line. It's about time. You overdue to be in the East
Yes.
Coast, on the East Coast, to represent women on the
Yes,
grow.
yes, yes.
Well, I am very excited too, and I'm so grateful that Rochelle just kind of kick-started it and said it's time. And just to know that so many of my sister friends that I've known over the years are going to be there is just exciting to know that we are riding this blue wave and we are making things happen, and there's a big ripple effect that's happening.
Yes.
And we got to make sure that we continue to throw those stones into the water and create this ripple effect so that we can all grow in our purpose, because we are change makers. We are shift makers. We are influencers. We're rocking. We're making things happen. And I'm embracing our Congresswoman Maxine Waters. You know, in California, we call her Auntie Maxine.
Yes.
We claim her as family. And so to know what she's going to be able to do is just, magnificent, that we live to see what's going to happen, the difference that she's going to make.
Yes.
So we all have to make a difference in our corner of the world, and this is what Women on the Grow is all about. And I'm going to be teaching about the 12 faces of Eve, the different faces, personas that we wear, and some of them are burning us out, and some of us are wearing too many masks. And it's all about becoming authentic and passionate and purpose-driven and walking in your faith and walking in your purpose. And I'm going to be unveiling those things next Saturday.
Awesome.
Look forward to
Hey,
that.
Jewel, share with us what inspired you to form the Women on the Grow.
Because I realized that I had outgrown my circle at that time, and there weren't people talking the language, and there weren't people around me that had a vision and a mission. They weren't on fire. And I said, well, I know I am, so let me just create my own tribe, my
There you
own
go.
circle. And it just grew. And that's what happens when you put yourself out there and you walk boldly in your purpose. You attract the people that see you and they get it. And it's just been a wonderful journey. I've been doing it for 34 years now.
Wow, my
Yeah.
goodness.
34.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that only makes you what, 32, right?
That's right, Peggy. Do the math, Peggy. That's right. I'm
I
old.
got you, girl.
Just a little more.
Well, you know what? I often say that
Elena
that's
needs
how
to be
old I
32.
feel, because I feel that was when I was birthed. That's when I came alive. And there are a lot of women who are not feeling alive. They're not learning how to thrive. They're just barely surviving.
Yeah.
And when you are able to walk in your purpose, it is like a birthing.
Yes.
You do become revitalized. You do have a reason to wake up. In spite of whatever else is going on, your purpose will not let you sit still. You're being pushed in your back by your purpose. It makes you keep going and going and growing. And it's just unlimited possibilities out there for us. You know, as I'm sitting here in this beautiful resort, I'm thinking, well, this is what I claimed 34 years ago, that I'd be traveling, that I'd be in places like this, and I put my word out there. And so I love sharing with women the skills, the mental and spiritual mechanics, the things that you can do to create the life that you want.
Yes.
Because it's not even really about you. It's about how you show up and how other people are blessed because you had the courage to say yes. And so, Peggy, I just simply had the courage to say yes. That's what I want to do, and that's who I am, and I don't need anybody's permission. And it was just amazing.
You and I are so much alike. y'all guys have any questions?
No,
we
I'm
got
gonna- we
Delana
got
over
Delana.
there,
I
so
know
she's
we're gonna
gonna-
get
No,
her in a few
I
minutes,
like
try
what
to
you
get her
said about
mic.
having the encouragers to say yes. Like we were just
to
at
get her
an
mic.
event, and that's all I saw on the wall was this yes sign. And sometimes we say no to ourselves because of what other people may think of us or what they may think about your vision, like this vision you had over 30 some years ago. Just like, oh, will it work or will it not? Or somebody telling you it might not work. But just you taking, encouraging yourself that it will work, because I'm going to say yes to myself no matter what.
right.
Yeah, so, thank you for sharing that part of it. But, yes, Randall was talking right on that same wavelength about us empowering, but really understanding where power comes from.
Wow.
And then he talked about, how to gain this wealth, but also how to retain it. Because we have a problem about getting income.
But the problem is keeping
keeping
it.
it.
Okay,
And
so
making it
okay,
grow.
y'all, you go on and
And
preach.
making it grow.
Y'all can
Making
take it from
grow.
there.
Bottom
Yeah.
line.
That's
You
it.
got it?
Yeah,
Take it from
because
You
that's
get
what
it.
we have to do. As a people, we buy a lot of stuff, but we don't need a lot of stuff.
That's
What
right.
we need finances for our home and our children, but we need to leave some wealth.
Right,
We need to
exactly.
leave something for our young people to build on. That's the most important thing, so
Because
that
they're gonna need the
they can
help.
take it to the next level.
exactly.
But they
than
need to
that.
be taught.
And
Right.
we have to teach them, but
Yeah.
first we have to learn.
That's
Bottom
right.
line.
And I'm
We
glad
have
you
to
said
learn.
that because Jewel Diamond Taylor, she's always talking about your mindset. In order for anybody
Yes.
to grow, and we talk about building wealth. Jewel, can you talk to us about women on the grow and their mindset? Because first, I believe it starts with a mindset.
Yeah, well, my perspective is that we need each other. We
Yes.
need to have a collaborative experience. If I could tell you all the branches that have branched out from Women on the Grow because they connected with another sister, because they collaborated, there's no competition.
Right.
You're going to grow in your business, your ministry. You're going to grow because you realize you can't do this by yourself. We
That's
need
right.
each other. So I try to create an atmosphere where women feel safe and they feel like it's okay for me to dream out loud. It's okay
Yes.
for me to live out loud.
Yes.
It's okay for me to build up my discernment. Because, no, everybody's not for you. And that's not a statement of judgment. It's a statement of wisdom when you realize
Yes.
I've got to find
Yeah.
people
Yes,
of
yes,
like-mindedness
yes.
that are
Yes.
moving in the
There you
same
go.
direction because I'll
good.
move faster. It's
That's
like
good.
it's like in California we have the diamond lane, which is the commuter lane, and if you're in that lane with more than one person, you can go faster. But what's happening is a lot of us are trying to do things by ourselves. So now you're in the slow traffic.
Right.
But with
Yes.
Women on the
That's
Grow,
good.
we're growing faster because
Yes.
we have other people moving with us and growing with us, collaborating with us,
Collaborate.
dreaming.
Say that word.
Dreaming
You better
with
say
us.
my word, girl.
That's what we live by.
Yes.
Collaboration.
Yes. On
Yeah,
purpose.
so
Yeah.
it's about creating a safety zone where you can say out loud, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I believe. And we don't always have to be on the same page of what we believe, but we do need to be on the same page that we've got to make a difference, that we've got to show up and do that thing, because as that popular statement by Nelson Mandela, we give other people permission to shine when we show up.
That's right.
You
It
show
is
up
so
and do
true.
what you're supposed to do, it liberates other people around you. It's
It
like,
does.
my God, if he's doing it, I can do it.
That is so true.
So true.
Oh my
so
God!
True.
Just like our sister put on her event last week, at Busboys and Poet. That's liberating to some young lady there.
Exactly.
That was so liberating
I'm
to
sure it
all of
was,
us to
yes.
say our sister is doing what God has placed on her heart to
Right.
do. Like we there, even though I wasn't there, but I was there in spirit
In
saying,
spirit.
you go, Wyoming, because this is what it's all about. It's about you doing exactly what God has told you to do, no matter what, no matter who comes, no matter who shows up, just do it. Do what God told you to do, because you are blessing someone else.
Yes.
And now one young lady's going to come back to her one day and say, I was able to do this because I just heard this panel discussion about it, and I'm like, and something clicked. So thank you. That's a reminder.
That's
to us.
inspiring.
And the best part of it was the fact that we were able to, especially afterwards, because I personally helped to mentor a young lady at that moment.
Wow.
And those persons who came to the microphone were brave enough to put out there what they were dealing with.
Exactly.
So I was
Exactly.
able to, I said, in my spirit, I got to talk to her. You know, give her my experience and help her, and gave her my number.
Awesome.
You know, those are the
That's
type
good.
things
That's
we have
what
to
we
do
need.
Right.
to make sure you can mentor a person along the way. You know,
That's
hopefully
good,
she'll
Linda.
call me.
Yeah,
good,
beautiful.
That's what it was about. Exactly how we can
Yeah.
exchange with them. They need someone to stay in contact with them, connect with them, and always be there for them, not just leave them, have an event, and then what happened?
Exactly.
Now what's next?
And the key point is the follow-up.
The
We have a
follow-up.
tendency to do a lot,
There you go.
but the follow-up is the key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we lose people when we don't go back
Right.
and make that connection.
And that is true.
Yes,
That
that's
is
powerful.
But we have Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor on all the way from California, guys. She is on the line. What we're going to do is take a quick break. She's going to stay on with us. We've got a lot more to cover. We've got some other people here to join with us.
Yes.
So we're going to come
Excited.
back after this
Ready to hear
commercial.
'em.
We'll be right
back.
Don't go anywhere because she got a lot
Stay
more
right
to
here.
share.
Go and tell somebody, come on.
Since
Okay. Is the other young lady here? Okay, we need. you are watching Four Sisters Live, and we have a wonderful, awesome woman who is on the grow.
Yeah.
She's on our line. Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor is with us all the way from California.
San Diego in the house.
Yes, she is. So, Dr. Jewel, we were speaking on, some things in reference to what's coming up next Saturday and the Women on the Grow and how this is going to inspire so many women. We were talking about how last week we inspired some young ladies who were the ages from 16 up to 25, 26, and we're after them.
Yes.
We're after them.
That's
we
our
want
mission.
them to be a part, right, of what they're going to be doing to get out of whatever they're going through. They're having some issues. They're having some things that they're struggling with, but we're here to embrace them.
Yeah.
We're here to give them love and let them know they're worthy, they are special, they're queens, they have value. We're instilling these things into them now because we don't want to get them lost and feel like no one cares.
Right.
So when they're attending an event, this helps them to understand that they can do it too. They could be the next senator or,
Yes.
A mayor.
Next,
or
Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor.
Diamond. Right, yeah. So this is what we're about. So this really helps us today to understand what you have to bring forth with us and sharing. So thank you.
Where is this event?
Well, let's introduce
Oh, yeah, we
the
have
other
some
two
guests.
sisters.
Yeah.
We got some
Yeah.
more sisters
Oh,
in the house.
yeah.
They're going to
we
be at
do.
the event?
They're going to be
As
part of the
speakers?
they're going to be part of the Women on the Grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So who do we have, Peg?
Delana, come on, introduce yourself.
Well, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Delana Watkins. I am a registered nurse by profession, but I'm fondly known as the Wellness Maven, and I will be one of the panelists for the event on Saturday.
Wonderful.
Oh, great.
And I am Rochelle McAllister. I am the founder of Single Parent Achievers, and that's what I do. It's about improving single parents' quality of life. And what we're doing is we're having the Resilient Woman Conference with our amazing Jewel Diamond Taylor that's coming all the way from the East Coast, and we're so excited. And I'll be on the panel as well.
Awesome.
All right.
So look, take a moment and let's talk about our relationship with Jewel, because we have some substance, we have some time with this woman, right?
Yes.
Jewel is the what can I say about this woman? She's my mentor. Okay, she's everyone's mentor, and she has a mentor. Jewel, you still there? You still?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay,
I'm
good.
here.
I want to make sure you're still there. Let's take a moment, Rochelle. Talk about your relationship with Jewel.
Wow. Wow. My relationship with Jewel Diamond Taylor all started when I had an organization called Positive Women Uniting. And with that organization, we were reading one of her books, and the book was called Sister Friends.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, we had a blast reading the book. And then from that point, it was like, we want to meet her. Like, we want to bring her here. Well, at that time, it was way back. It was like 20-something years ago. So about 20 years ago. So we did not have, like, social media the way that it is now.
Right.
But we searched, and we found her. And so she came to be with us in 1999. And it went on from 1999 to 2004. We had amazing conferences. And that's how her and I relationship began. And she has been nothing but a consistent flow of love and inspiration to me, my family, and everyone. So just having her as a mentor, having her as an inspirational coach, having her as anything is absolutely amazing. And so that's how our journey began almost 20 years ago.
Awesome.
Wow.
Delana, let's talk about your relationship with Jewel.
Sure, absolutely. Well, my relationship, as Rochelle said, was during social media. Her time was prior to social media, so I actually met her initially through social media, and then she eventually came to the East Coast, and I was able to meet her in person. But during that time, just the relationship, that diamond in her name, it shines brightly. I mean, words of encouragement, and then the ability to meet her in person, it just resonates, right then and there, what you've kind of grown to understand and know about her through the social media. So just through that and just through her kind words and just her kind spirit, when she came, just allowed me to be connected to her, and then automatically just say that, she's my mother.
Right,
just
right.
from the essence of her being who she is. She doesn't call me her goddaughter, but I always say that she's like Mother Jewel Diamond Taylor just because of her connection.
And I'm so very thankful that she does call me goddaughter, and I am truly very excited about being her goddaughter, so I'm very thankful about that. So, Jewel, I love you so much, and you already know that.
Well, let me share my relationship with Jewel. She's my sister friend, okay, because we are we were really celebrating a birthday, right, Jewel?
Wow.
That's right.
Oh. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
No, not my birthday. It's not my birthday. No.
Who birthday?
Well, wait a minute, Jewel. When's your birthday?
It's in January. It's
There you
coming up.
go.
Is it yours,
My
Peggy?
birthday is not until the
almost
15th.
Peggy.
Oh, Lord.
I was getting so excited about Jewel celebrating, but you know what?
Yeah.
We're born in the same age.
I thought you meant celebrating when we met each other.
Oh, no, let me go back
Yeah.
to that. The first time I met Jewel was at the POW Networking Conference in 2002, the very first one. Jewel was the first woman who embraced the four of us, Sharon Bullock, my cousin Audrey Dixon, and Dee Adams. Jewel was the first woman who stepped up and embraced us in sisterhood, and I will never forget that. She made us feel so comfortable, so loving. It was that Diamond Jewel was there. And I can also say the fact that Jewel has been with us from our 5th anniversary, our 10th anniversary, and the 15th anniversary.
Wow.
That's how dedicated and committed she is with our organization. So, Jewel, you know I love you to death, my sister.
Oh, I love you, each and every one of you. Those words are so heartwarming. And it's just amazing. I often say that God is a God of strategy. He's constantly connecting the dots. And as you said, Peggy, the key is we've all been following up. We stay connected, be it social media or phone call or text or coming to each other's events. And this is what we have to teach the next generation.
Exactly.
That even though we have social media, being face-to-face with one another, sitting down and sharing a meal, sharing ideas, listening to each other go through the stories that we have to go through. This is what keeps us thriving.
Yes.
We cannot afford to be isolated. We cannot afford to just think that, we're so much better than somebody else, because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not going to gain anything.
That's it.
You've got to be in the midst of other people that are growing, flourishing, moving forward in faith, moving forward with their ideas, moving forward, elevating in their vision. And that is what is that electricity that's going to keep you going. And I just love all of you, and I appreciate you all honoring me so much and remembering the times that we interacted, because we have no idea at that particular point what it was going to mean in the future.
Exactly.
And so I know that this conference that we're going to do next Saturday, it could change somebody's life.
Exactly.
It could literally be a difference maker. Because I remember in the 80s when I was going to personal development conferences, there was no people of color in the room.
Exactly.
And I would sit there and I would think, you know what? I need to step up and be one of those people. And that's what started me. I said, I want to be a person who can talk to people who look like me, that can say, oh my gosh, I'm learning things I didn't learn in college, or I didn't learn at the kitchen. I didn't learn at the kitchen table at home. I didn't learn. And so now we're teaching life skills. We're teaching coping skills. We're birthing women into their purpose. We're giving them permission to soar. We're giving them the tools so that if they go through a divorce, or they go through depression, or they go through losing their home or their job, if they are losing their mind, or they're caregiving for their parents, or they're losing a child like I did, or they're losing, that they still don't think that they are a loser. They could still get back up and be resilient and rise from the ashes and begin to reinvent themselves, because I've been in the game so long, I've had to constantly reinvent myself as a speaker. You cannot be stagnant. You have to keep your tentacles out there to find out what is it that your customer needs. What does the community need? What do people need? And constantly, be fluid. But some people don't survive because they get stuck in a mindset.
Exactly.
If you look at the word mindset, they're set in their ways. And to grow means you can't be set. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to be pruned. You have to be willing to be counseled. You have to be willing to be coached. You have to be willing to fall sometimes so that you can grow. So the mindset that we teach in Women on the Grow is to be flexible, to constantly be watered like a plant, the living water of the Lord, but also the water of other people watering you and saying, hey, did you think about this? And what about that? But then we also are about serving our community. So we do blanket drives. We talk to the homeless. We have women that come to our events that are in a hardship, and we don't charge them because we want them to experience the abundance of God. We want them to go to the fine places. We want them to be able to travel with us. And so we make sure that, we're a 501c3 so that we can have people sponsor and people make contributions so that we can embrace our sisters on every level, not just the elite, not just the ones that have made it and kicked the glass ceiling, but there are women still on the ground, and they're like, I can't kick the glass ceiling because I don't have no shoes. I don't have a car, or I'm trying to raise my kids. I don't have any extra money, and so we're like, we don't turn away anybody. We receive because we know that if we have an open heart and an open door, God is going to provide. So we're not in any way closed. We are open. We have all types of women in our organization: single, married, divorced, corporate, entrepreneur, creatives, intellectuals. One of our sisters who came from a very disruptive life, very, very disruptive life, broke away from that and said, you know what, I got to find my way. And she just passed the bar, a single mom. Wow. And we're celebrating with her.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I think one of the sisters is coming to the event. I haven't heard from her. That's coming next Saturday. I met her when I used to travel and speak for Blacks in Government. And she used to come to my events, and she invited me to her home several times in Maryland, and she said, Jewel, I want you to come to my home. And she said, the reason I want you to come is because I've been following you for years. I downloaded your prayer about having a home. I've lived in an apartment all my life, and I finally got a home using the prayer and affirmation you had. And I got to walk into her home after living in an apartment for 30 years, and she was so proud to be able to show me what she and God did together. So it's not about just leaning on God and saying, God gonna make a way. We give women tools so that you get up and you put faith to your feet.
Exactly.
Well, Dr. Jewel, can you give us some information on how one can connect with this event next week? A website or phone number? One of the ladies.
I think Rochelle is there. Rochelle can share that.
Yes. So what you can do is you can go to www.singleparentachievers.org. And that's singleparentachievers.org.
And where will it be?
It's going to be at the Doubletree Hotel in Largo. And it's we'll start at 10, but registration starts at 9. And it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. We actually have it's everyone. The Doubletree Hotel, 9 to 5 will be the time, and it's due on next Saturday.
Yeah, the Doubletree Hotel.
Yes,
everyone,
and the website. Just go to the website. The tickets are there. The tickets are $55, and it includes continental breakfast and lunch.
Good.
And you get most definitely Jewel Diamond Taylor.
Yeah, because that's going to be an awesome, awesome event next weekend. We encourage women, ladies, all of you to come out and be a part of this fantastic event, Women on the Grow. Can you just briefly tell us what, Lena, give us some information as to what you'll be doing and how you play a part in this?
Absolutely. So as part of the panelists, of these resilient women, and as Jewel talked about being on the grow and wanting to connect, part of what I will share naturally will be about the mindset. My ultimate platform is health and wellness.
Yes.
So I will be talking about, shifting our mindset around health and wellness, how just that 1 degree shift in our thinking can ultimately impact our legacy of health and wellness. So that'll be
That's
part of
good.
my focus.
Yeah.
Which we know today is our health and wellness segment,
Yeah.
which
Amazing.
fits right into what we're
Yes.
doing and how we're going to be. Got to keep these women healthy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got to
We
keep
got to
them healthy.
got some.
Keep
Yeah,
'em
we got to
strong.
stay healthy
Keep
and
'em
strong. Absolutely.
Because you know why? Because they're balancing not only their businesses, their organizations, but they're balancing
life.
family.
Yeah,
life.
we wear so many hats, as
Right.
Dr. Jordan tested earlier. We have so many roles that we play, but we're strong, resilient, and we still coming. We're still rising up, and so that's an awesome thing to know. What is your role? You're going to be.
For me, I'm the founder of Single Parent Achievers, and I was once single, but in 2015 I got married, and so therefore I'm now a blended family of 9. I have a blended family of 9 children. And an amazing husband. But I started the program as a single mom, and I'm so very thankful that I had Jewel to always remind me that I was resilient. And she constantly reminded me of that all the time, and to not isolate and stay connected. And so I'm so glad that I did those things. And so now I have this amazing organization as a platform to be a blessing to single parents. And I most definitely understand the struggle of a single parent. I understand what it took to.
Me too.
I truly understand. So I'm now an advocate for single parents, but I will always be the founder of Single Parent Achievers. And so that is what I do. And that's what I will be.
So does all 9 of those children live in your home?
So 2 of the 9. 2 of the 9. So I started out, I had 4, and my husband came in with 5, and so we have a total of 9. And it's amazing.
You look good. You look really good.
I started
That
young,
keeps you
and
young.
I don't agree with starting young, ladies, but I made it through, and so therefore, with everything that I've been through, God has taken the pain and pushed me into my platform, and that is to be a blessing, to empower and transform the lives of women.
You see why I love these ladies. I tell you.
they are
They are
awesome.
amazing. But wait a minute, Peggy's on there. She's up
Peggy's
there.
on the
So
panel.
excuse me, but what are we talking about, Peggy? Come on, Peggy.
Yeah.
So what will you be doing, my darling?
darling.
Like, what will you be talking
Display some wisdom.
Yes,
There you go.
that's what we all need. We have
She's
to
going to be
continue
talking about sisterhood. She's so good about that. So sisterhood and
One more thing.
so.
I wanted to say too, the reason the collaboration is power.
Yes.
And we all somewhat started together, and we're all
Sure
doing
did.
some amazing things within the community. So everyone that was on that flyer,
Yes.
we
Add
all,
value.
we've known each other for over 10 years.
That's
Right.
right.
And just
Amazing.
we're all making an impact in the community and in our world today. So that's the good thing. And so it's all coming together is about collaborating, because collaboration
And it was
is
Jewel
power.
was the
And
key
Jewel
to all
was
that.
pulling
She
us
brought all of us together.
Exactly.
Women on
And
the
so
grow.
we have
Well,
her.
That's so amazing.
That's a prime example. But you know what?
Women
That's
on the
her.
grow.
And she always spoke, no matter her being on a large stage, she always wanted to make sure that we can make it a little bit more intimate so that she could really touch the lives
Yes.
of women. And that's exactly what it is that she's doing with her nonprofit with Women on the Grow.
Well, we are very excited that you all ladies came to join us. Dr. Jewel Diamond, tell you have to say her whole name, that you came and spoke to us today. One thing we can celebrate, I think a year ago this time you were here speaking
That's
about
right.
the event last year, so you can celebrate 1 year of us being
right.
on Four Sisters Live. We'll be 1 year
Yes.
celebrating this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's this is our birthday as well.
That's what it
And
was.
we are celebrating our birthday as being 1 year on VoxWave.com. And we thank you for coming on. We know you have a heavy schedule, but we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this morning. And we look forward to seeing you next Saturday.
I do too. Thank you
Yes,
so much,
ma'am.
everybody.
Yes, and you continue. Have a great, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we're going to take a quick break. We have I want to say Dr. John Smith is in the house. But Nurse John Smith is in the house. He'll take that too.
Yeah, he'll take that too.
So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with
All right.
Mr. John Smith.
Yes.
I'm going to say Dr. John Smith.
Hello, my name is Keisha Martin Burney with the Martin Burney Group at RE/MAX Realty Center in Albany, Maryland. We have been licensed for over 17 years in the DMV. Whether you're looking to purchase, sell, or invest in a home, we have an excellent team of realtors who can assist you with all of your real estate needs. You can contact us at themartinburneygroup.com. On social media, Facebook and Instagram, themartinburneygroup.com. You can also give us a call at 240-398-0173. Once again, 240-398-0173. And remember, everything that we touch turns to sold.
Wonderful to balance us out here.
We need a man in the house. We need a man.
I'm the minority, right?
Yeah. But it's just an awesome to have you again.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate
I think
that.
it's been almost a year since you've been here, so you
No,
can.
no.
You're
I was in, what, is it April?
Probably April, May.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I
Yeah, I was
remember.
in
Just
April.
Well,
just
it's
miss
too
you.
awesome
It's
too
been so
because
long.
yeah,
It's been a-
oh
it's been
no,
a
no,
while.
no, it's a great time because when we speak of things that are going on, and we must, as we normally do, here we go again with having to send our prayers and condolences out to the families of this massacre shooting
Yeah.
in Thousand Oaks, California the other day. This is just so hurtful, to have to come and we have to say these things and live through this time, but we are. We see that when we talk about on this panel, you all know that we talk about these issues of domestic violence. First Saturday of the month, and second Saturday is today is health and wellness. Third Saturday is our education and mentoring, and fourth Saturday is our entrepreneurship. So we try to cover, and then when there's a fifth Saturday, we deal with the community at large, our youth, what's going on with our children, and how we need to deal with that. But as you can see, when we said health and wellness, domestic violence, sexual assault, it's not just, we celebrated October and we celebrate May, mental health, we celebrate these things in various months, sexual assault in April, but however, it's every day.
Every
It's
day.
every day, 24/7.
Something is going on every day relative to these topics.
Yes.
That's why we bring it to you and we can speak about it, because it's something going on. And because we have John Smith in the house today, relative to our health and wellness, I personally want to ask this question. You all may have it on your mind. But the mental health, because we know that May is mental health, was recognized in May.
Every month
but
now it is.
now we're dealing with it on a rising scale.
Yeah.
It's escalating, and there's some issues going on, John.
That's right.
Mentally, and they said our men, because we know you could definitely speak in reference to that. But the question is, how prevalent is mental health in men?
That's a good question. I was actually making some research this morning, and it's interesting what you can get. So looking at this website, and it was saying that we have over 151 million men, and out of that 151 million men, 6 million has a mental issue.
Wow.
Whoa.
6 million.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And then they continue to say that those folks who experience mental issue, they lost over 193.2 billions in income
Yeah, I can see that
every
happening.
year.
Yeah.
You can imagine how that can affect someone going to work. You cannot go to work because they feel depressed and all that stuff. So is a prevalent issue. And you're talking about our men in uniform
Yes.
yesterday. The
Yeah.
same issue when they get back, they have this PTSD, they got depression, and so many issues going on. It's just something that is very, very depressing. And just to kind of go back to my background, I'm a registered, I'm an RN, and when I started, I used to work at a psychiatric unit in DC, and we see quite a number of people, very, very intelligent folks, and they come in and they have this issue, depression and all that, and people like you and I, who are highly functional, but because of this mental issue, they can't do nothing. They can't even help themselves, and they need help. So we see a lot of that, and every day is like something happening, like you mentioned, the California shooting and all that. It's just something that is very, very, very scary.
So I have a question. I know you, Linda, 1 second, but we're talking about the men. When they talked about they had gone to this man's home, and I think he's in the Navy or he's military.
Marine.
He was Marine. They didn't do anything to, I don't know, to continue to stay on top of that.
Being proactive.
Being proactive, right.
Yeah.
That's a good word. To prevent the possibility of this happening, because something is going on. It's deep.
And I think and even though they were servicing him, they serviced him, and they serviced him. Then it gets to a point that you let them go, and after you let them go, you really don't know if, in fact, it's no such thing, I don't guess, as healed, but at least it's under control.
Well, the other thing,
and I think that's what happened because they had let him go. He had been in treatment.
What is this postpartum depression? There is something going on with that they experience in the military that causes some kind of.
I mean, what you see.
The drama.
Yeah,
when you see war, you see bodies, you see blood, you see guts, you see your friend's arm blown off, head blown off. Yeah, that's going to stick with you. So then we.
Drama.
Yeah, I mean that is our men in uniform. The first issue is when you let's say you go to the war front, you get deployed, right? And the first thing is that you are forced to, maybe to get involved in combat to fight, and you don't know what's going to happen. And let's say you do it for the first time, and the second time, third time. And eventually it's going to be having some thrill on you. You don't know what's going to happen. Right. You don't know if it's going to come back, survive the combat. So all those are all part of it. The stress. And interestingly, when all these folks talking about issue with the reason why people don't actually come out to report this, when you get diagnosed with any mental illness, you're not going to get promoted. Okay, they're gonna demote you. So that make it difficult for people to actually show up.
Right.
Because now you become stigma, and now you're not gonna get any promotion.
Right.
So because of that, men do not come up to say, okay, I have the issue and all that. And the second thing is the ego. Okay, I got the ego.
He's a man.
And all that stuff.
He's a man.
Yeah. So another thing that I also noticed, even not the men uniform, is men as a whole, is that things are changing. Now we got a lot of women now who are breadwinner.
Yes.
So if I'm at home, I ain't got no job, so my wife take care of me, what's going to happen?
Right. The self-esteem is
gone.
That's right.
I used to have a friend of mine, I knew him for over 15 years. This guy, I had the same issue. He ain't got no job, nothing. Anytime he ain't got no job, something happened, he shut down. Wife, kids, nobody can speak to him. Just shut his head down at home. So many times, sometimes when I know that, I test him. Sometimes he responds, sometimes I won't respond. So I go there sometimes, encourage him and all that. Then after a couple of weeks or months, he jump right back up, and it's good after that. So you see a lot of that. That's just a few
examples,
right?
Yeah.
But that happens a lot in our people. So, and when you see that happening, it affects the community.
Yeah.
And
it's a chain reaction.
Right. Well, can I ask you this? Like, what's the science behind that? And then also, that sounds like, like you're doing right now. You're advocate for mental health awareness. And I see that if a man is shifting into that spot, because we as women, we shift sometimes. We don't want to come out too. We just want to share the wild too. We're like, yeah, I wish I could pay that bill real soon, but I'm going to sell another book, right? But seriously, what's the science behind it? And then also, like, as you are advocating, you know, are you seeing more men say, listen, I need help, or where can I get help privately so that when I do go into that mode and feel stuck and blank out, how can I really get help?
Yeah, that's a good question, because sometimes initially when I was talking about when I used to work at the psych unit, and you can allude to that, those who are nurses, and you can Google it. The issue with mental illness is that it's the mind thing.
Exactly.
Even before, it's hard to diagnose. If you say you have a mental issue, nobody covers you. Insurance can't cover you. Nobody covers you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Until they make it mandate that, okay, this thing got to be mandate that they have to make sure that all the insurance coverage now,
So
they got some mental stuff.
It has to be medical in order for it to be, you know, diagnosable, and also, in order for you to be treated. Okay,
Right.
got
So you can't just go, you know what, let me do your blood run to see if you got a mental issue. You can't do that.
No,
right?
no, you
So
definitely can't do
the only signs that we notice based on research is that for men, men got this hormone called testosterone. I don't know if you know about testosterone.
Yeah.
So anytime you have this hormone level drop in men,
that's the problem.
you have that depressive symptoms.
Well, how can we? You can't check their blood for testosterone. What we need to do is check all our men, like. Delana, you know.
Help.
We like, you know, you be sampling blood. Like, can't you just stick it in there? You can, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
and you can bring them
calling
up
out.
and you
Yeah,
can
we
bring
doing
them
a
down,
nursing
too.
thing. Yeah, there you go.
So that's
That's
the
an important key,
only
because
thing.
that really controls the how a
ego
man,
and
right,
all
the
that
ego,
stuff, right,
and
self-esteem and all that.
libido, and everything.
So that's one area you can
Really?
know. The other area now is to ask questions. Okay, and so we have we usually do like a mental health screening. I kind of bring a one page that we usually use in the community to screen for that. So it's like a 9 questions, right? So sometimes people put their names on that, they will not put their name. To us, okay, it's fine. If you don't want to put your name, it's just, you can just leave it blank, but just complete this. So the first thing is, over 2 weeks, okay, have you been bothered by any of the following problems? That's the question. Then it's a little interest or pleasure in doing things. So I get the rate of 1 to 3, right? Then feeling down, depressed, hopeless, trouble or staying or falling asleep, or sleeping too much, okay, feeling tired or having little energy, right? Poor appetite, you know, or overeating, you know, you're feeling bad by yourself, right? You know, or having trouble concentrating and all that, you know, and the bigger one is the thought of killing yourself, you know, or being dead, hurting yourself, committing suicide. So based on that, the questionnaire, right? After that questionnaire, so based on that, we can kind of see that person having some mental issue or being depressed and all that stuff. So we usually use this as a sign, since we can't really draw blood on everybody to check the hormone level.
Yeah, this sign here,
Right,
we got to check.
So we can, so based on that, we can suggest, okay, what can you do? What do you want to do? And then we can kind of offer some therapy session or things that could help. So that's pretty much what we usually use to screen in the community.
I have a question. Since you've opened up your new facility, and as a matter of fact, it's on Kennedy Street. Give the address, so we want to make sure
There's some man that's listening out there.
Right. So
where can we go?
So we actually practice in, as I mentioned, we practice in District of Columbia, and we're on 143 Kennedy Street Northwest, Suite number 1. That's in Washington D.C. 20011.
Repeat that again for them again.
So again, it's 143 Kennedy Street Northwest, Suite number 1. That's Washington, D.C., 20011. So if you want to call, the number is 202-558-2448. So that is a number we usually get people calls. And for the past week, we've been getting so many even requests on our website. People go to the website, fill in the forms and all that, and this is how we feel. Sometimes we call them and ask them a few questions and all that. So we seen quite a number of that since we started.
Awesome.
With the holidays coming,
Yeah.
and that was another.
That's another
That's a
depressing
whole
part
nother
of
ball.
that.
Yeah,
that's
and that
true.
was another concern because, you know, talking about mental health, and this is the time of the year, the change of the weather affects people.
It does.
I know it affects me.
It affects me.
It does.
Like,
I'm a
yes,
sun
yes.
person, and so when it gets
Yes.
dark early, it's like,
bothers
I just
me.
want to go
Yeah.
into the little cave somewhere.
Yeah.
But mentally, you know, sometimes we don't even think as fast in the winter as we would in the summer because we're free, you know. So my question to you is, with the holidays coming, and this Thanksgiving's coming up next, do you find that you have more patients, more persons coming in to be patients in your facility?
I would say yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no is because, again, people do not come out to say, okay, have the issue, come help me. Very few people does that.
Okay.
But to your point, you know, when this kind of season, that's when people actually get depressed. Maybe this is the time maybe they have maybe loved one. They also always have fun and do things together. Now they are not more in existence.
Yeah.
Now they get depressed because of this. So what we do for us, Prestige, is we take a proactive action by actually going in the community. And sometimes we actually try to meet people on the street. If we see that they have that, and ask them a few questions. And if we see that they need help, and we have, I don't know if I showed you, we have a car that we pimp, okay, with a company name on it. So we drive around the city.
Why did you paint it or you pimped it?
We pimp it.
That's what I thought he said. I said, no, he said something else.
No, so that people will know that, okay, this is
You
what
can
we
go
do.
to this
so we
car.
go,
Oh,
we go and grab them and take them to the office, do the assessment for them. Seriously.
Yeah,
You
that's
put them in
good.
your car
Awesome.
and take.
Yeah. So if they willing to come, we take them in the car, we provide service for them. That's all. If that's what we
Community
do,
service.
that's what we do.
Community service.
Nah, that's
Wow.
street ministry.
That is.
Go and get them.
Yes.
That's right.
Good, though.
That's good.
And when we did the opening house, grand opening,
Yeah.
Linda was
Yeah.
gracefully there.
You were
to
there,
I was
assist
there.
them.
I was at the opening. Yes.
She was there. We have quite a number of folks from
Yeah.
DC chambers, from all the government offices who came to
Yeah.
actually open a facility. And since then, up to now, we got more than 300 patients.
Wow,
Oh, that's
awesome.
great, John.
Awesome.
So that's less
Saving
than
some people.
less
And
than
insurance
5
is
months.
paying for them. I mean, is that what is happening?
We have some population, like in DC, we got a lot of folks who have a Medicaid, and then they have those who have a MCO, Managed Care Organization insurances
Okay.
that we use. And in DC, I don't know if Maryland, but in DC, if you get no insurance, nothing, the DC has the money that pays for that.
Oh, that's
Wonderful.
awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Right. So they call it local dollar. So every time
you want the money?
if you got all that,
Yeah.
if they got all that money, if, let's say you got so many people with no insurances, you gotta care for them for 3 months, then you
Yes.
apply for them. So even if the money goes down, you request for more, and they provide that for you. So
Wonderful.
which is
wonderful.
awesome.
Good.
It makes it easy for us to help and
That
find
makes
people.
it easy for you to talk to
Yeah.
more crazy people.
Right.
That's really good for
and
you.
get them off the street, you know.
Yes.
But that is true.
It is.
Another thing we use also beside that is that also we notice that some of these folks sometimes they don't have cell phone. So what we do is that sometimes we offer them free phone services, and we give it to them because sometimes when people are depressed, they don't want to talk to you, but they text you, tell them how you feel.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I have a homeless cousin, and lately, he's always had a phone, but lately, someone seems to be taking his phone. Always taking his phone. So that's a good reference, because he is mentally ill, and it's hard. He finally has now a place. As a matter of fact, I met a gentleman at the your opening that gave me some information, although he's in Maryland. But the fact that you can get a phone, because a lot of our homeless people don't have phones. And like I said, I have a homeless cousin, but he keeps in touch with us. So right now he's keeping in touch with us with a friend of his phone where he's living now. So, but yeah.
So you
That's a good
jurisdiction
service.
jurisdiction restricted in terms of people?
Not really, because we couldn't start in DC. So our goal, our strategic approach moving forward is we're gonna come to Maryland as well. So we're already making those research and looking for different how the process works. We're gonna move to Maryland, then we move to other states in the country.
That's good.
So we're working on that. We just want to make sure we have enough system structure in place before we start doing that. Yeah, because it's an epidemic situation that it's not gonna go away. So. So we just have to kind of find ways to do that, and we gotta be involved in the community. It's not just about talking. Like I go to so many events, people talk about that, and by the time you turn their back, everybody go back to business as usual. Nothing happens.
Right.
You know, so
the follow-up, like Peggy was saying, just the follow-up. Now, do you need because this sounds pretty deep. Psychologists do this. Do you refer them to psychologists, or I don't understand how your practice actually helps them further? Because now if they need medicine, wouldn't they have to be prescribed by a psychologist who is a medical doctor? So can you explain that?
All right, so I'm glad you asked. All right.
Less than a minute.
Right, so what we usually do when people come in, we link them up to the system. After linking them up, immediately we do a diagnosis assessment by licensed social workers or psychologists. Then from there, we schedule them to see a psychiatrist. So we have a psychiatrist in-house that we diagnose them, give them medication, all that stuff. So they got it together. And we have a community support worker that actually work with them in the community. Every week they meet that person one-on-one, at least 1 hour to talk to them. Then we have a therapist also who will be talking to them. At the same time, like you talk about the homeless, we have a team of folks who does housing for them, housing liaison, looking for housing for them. And we have a team of people also that also help them with job. We talk about men losing jobs, so we're looking at all those areas, finding solution to the issue. What causes them to be depressed?
Well, so what's going on? I think politically, they're trying to address a lot of these things, talking about this mental area of our men, and politically, they're getting tired of it. They want to address it, and they want to put a stop to it as best as we can, because we can't keep ignoring it. Because something has to happen, and it has to come from on the Hill for them to put some policies in place. That's going to really kind of help with this issue.
I know we're short in time, but you know what?
Go ahead.
Talking about domestic violence.
Go ahead.
How
all
domestic violence and mental health
parallel
together.
They're parallel.
Yeah, a lot of
it's
the mind.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
It is all that is.
I didn't even start this conversation, but I looked at the story, The Life of Nina Simone last night. That was while I'm binging on television. That's what I binged on from the beginning. And her husband, another actress, songwriter, blah blah blah. Her husband was beating her. Beating her.
It's a lot of that.
So
going
it's a
on.
lot.
It's a mental
there's a lot
issue.
going on behind a person.
We already know.
You never know, and that's what we talked about last. But it's mental.
Definitely. So what's going to happen? I know our time is short, but you're correct. It connects.
It connects.
A lot of that has to do with how you mentally are being involved with someone who has some mental issues, and a lot of time our women suffer. Because of a man
who has some
mental issues going on with him, and we suffer because we have to deal with it in the home.
Especially when you can't get them to go and seek help.
And they have to agree that they want us to go out and seek help.
Because you can't drag them. Because is there some type of law? Do they have to sign themselves in, or they have to walk in themselves? You don't drag them out. So how do they come in?
They're having a suicidal ideation, and we know that there's a plan. There's a plan. Then we can call police. They got what they call FD12. The FD12 give the right for police to grab them and then take them to facility where they can receive.
So they have to see displays of them acting out in order for them to do that, right? Like
you have to see that, get a plan and all that stuff. Then based on that, they will make a decision on that.
Because I've heard some scary stories of someone being admitted to it because someone falsely accused them. That's crazy. So but anyway, that's another story. We can carry on with it.
Well, Nurse John Smith always come through for us, and we thank you so much.
And
she's going to be our nurse.
One more thing before we we finish, I got some.
You got some for us?
He's on our board.
On a board, yeah.
Yeah, so I got some.
Oh, this is so nice.
All right.
What color you like? I
He's
think
from-
I like
So
You know,
white.
I'm
this
like
is,
a black girl,
very
right?
good.
So y'all
You
can
like
tell
black?
that
She's a
it's
black
different.
girl. She's a black
Nice.
girl.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
So-
we are so grateful that he come
Wow.
very.
Yeah.
Oh, these are nice.
Here, she said take one, pass it around. Anybody?
Yeah.
Delaney, you want one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a red shirt, so there you go. I can't wear it,
Thank you
sweetie.
so much for
This is
coming.
Thank you
extra
for
long.
Oh,
coming.
and you have
I'll
a
take the
book.
long.
That's right.
That's
Don't
my,
forget.
so that's my new book. Last time I came here, we were working on this book. This
Put
is
your mic
Aging in
up.
Place.
Mic up.
So
Put
this
your
is my
mic up
third-
in your
He
mouth.
said
Mic
you
up.
can have
This is
it.
my third book.
Go ahead,
And
John.
Are you from
Just
Jamaica?
about aging in place, insight and advice on maintaining an independent lifestyle. So
Aging in place. And I
Yes.
think I'm going to need that book very soon.
Yeah.
Well, we know what time it is. We know we got to get ready to go because it's time well spent here. But we
Yes.
appreciate you for coming out.
Yes.
John Smith is with Prestige Healthcare Resources Inc. So anyone need to contact him, please give him a call at 202-558-2448. But he's going to end up being in 2019 a nurse in residence here at Sister for Sisters Live, Four Sisters Live.
Yeah.
All
On a
of
brother's
it, the whole
perspective.
gamut of our organization. He's going to be our resident.
And plus,
Resident,
John is
resident.
one of our board members, too.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's the beauty of it.
So
is-
that's the beauty of him being a part. But guess what? What time is it?
It's
time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity. You continue to have a great blessed day. We'll see you next day.
Always